Hello, future suckers. I mean loyal customers of my wares at Crazy Steve's Emporium of Plot Devices and Cliches. Welcome to Season 3 of Cartoon Corner. Yes, it was a crazy time last season. Meeting Vanilla the Trollette, the Murderous Penguin, and Smolder the Dragon brought the wondrous little CC gang to a small group of 6, plus a murderous penguin. But there was an evil lurking in the shadows throughout the season. So lurking in fact that you may have not even noticed it. It seemed as though a mysterious foe, only known as Fuzzy Petals, had sent Whyboy & Co. various movies and requests to break their mind and spirits, but seeing how they're just movies and shows, we can all safely assume that plan would have never worked. So, he changed it up. Now it appears the Herald has become quite insane, or more insane than usual, so he went after the rest of the entire gang and incinerated them all into little pieces. And that wasn't swell. Meanwhile, Fuzzy Petals upped his game by kidnapping Whyboy, and somehow brainwashed him into becoming an emotionless tool, even more than usual. So the two clearly mentally compromised foes went at it in a climactic showdown that was obviously too expensive to shoot, so we did not shoot it. So the fight ended with Harold dead and Whyboy psychologically snapping, leading to the Band on the Run review. And quite honestly, who can imagine that movie being developed by someone who was insane? I certainly can't, because I don't care. But after waking up, he was shot by an unknown assailant, ending the series in the overly melancholy ending. And now I bring you our feature presentation for tonight, the Scooby-Doo Cartoon Corner Review. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cartoon Corner. Cue the opening production logo. Yes, it's been a long while, but I'm finally back into it. I finally got my life straight. I finally hit all those dead bodies that was in my room. It's just been a busy time. But now we're going to be celebrating in October with Scooby-Doo Corner, a special all about that one and only crime-solving canine. Scooby-Doo! Hello? Yes, Scooby-Doo, the lovable, cowardly, and dependable crime-solving dog. Oh, how I love you. Oh, how I love your easy mysteries, repetitive animation, and the fact that every time I talk about you on my show, I get flamed at the wazoo. Mostly because I talk negatively about you, but whatever. In all seriousness, Scooby-Doo is one of my favorite cartoon franchises. I know, it's very hard to believe. So this special is going to celebrate that greatness that is Scooby-Doo by looking at all of its crappy live-action movies. All 4 of them. Goody! Yay! But before we do this, let's have a little bit of history. Woo! why are we going to history? Well, A, doing all these movies, so you get to be tortured as well. B, learning a little bit about Scooby-Doo will make you further understand and appreciate what Scooby-Doo has become. And C, this will make me seem a lot smarter than I actually am. So let's start. Here's the short of the history. In the late 1960s, parents groups as usual were getting their underwear in a bunch over the next hot topic to get pissed over, which in this case was violence in cartoons, specifically in this case Hanna-Barbera cartoons. So Fred Silverman, executive of children's programming at CBS at the time, asked William Hanna and Joseph Barbera to help create a new kid-friendly show for him. But Hanna-Barbera then shifted development responsibilities over to their head writers Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, as well as their artist Iowa Takamoto. The first result was the show Mysteries 5, which later was renamed to Who's Scared? The basic premise was that 5 teens, Jeff, Mike, Kelly, Linda, and WW, who later became Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy, along with their fat dog Too Much, would go around performing music in venues, and on the side solve various mysteries. Basically, the show originally was going to be the Archies, but a carbon copy with a spookier spin. When presented, the show was denied being labeled too scary for kids. Yeah, the part of the show where Too Much played bongos is probably where all the test audiences pissed their pants at. So they dropped the music element, added a more comedic edge to this show, and being inspired by Frank Sinatra's Scat Dooby Dooby Doo, the show and the dog were renamed Scooby-Doo, and the rest can be stated by just saying that Scooby-Doo now has 14 TV shows, 38 video games dispersed between online consoles and PC, and more than 30 movies and specials have been released by this time of recording, based all around that lovable dog. And one of the more famous Scooby-Doo movies was the James Gunn adaptation made in 2000, simply titled Scooby-Doo. Oh wait, we can't go directly into the review. This is a special, right? We need a kick-ass special intro. So, hit that intro!
Where are you? We got some things to do now. Scooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. But you're not fooling me, cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery or something, Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't go back. And Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have a Scooby snack. That's a fact.
What the hell?
To my left, to my right. You never knew a dog and a mic would sound so tight. To my left, to my right. Give me Scooby snacks and I'll be rapping all night.
Well, let's all thank the brilliant minds of director Raja Gosnell and writer James Gunn for this gem. But it did seem to make sense when you thought about it. Raja was known for directing some pretty decent goofy family comedies, and James Gunn is known for writing both horror and comedy. So a script with Scooby-Doo's traditional creepy vibe, interlaced with some comedy bits, should have been easy for him. But when released, most critics and audience members were pretty quick to throw this movie into the lowest ring of critiquing hell, the meh ring. And I tend to agree with them. But while doing my research, my opinion of Scooby-Doo has blossomed into something that I can't summarize in just an opening speech, but must be discussed through 20 to 30 minutes. Basically what I'm saying is I'm going to try to avoid bitching and moaning about all those little tiny things. Except that they're really funny. Just so that I can really dissect this movie and really show what really doesn't work about it. Even-handedly, I might add. None of you believe that for a second, do you? You guys are all jerks. Anyway, let's us start Scooby-Doo Corner with Scooby-Doo the Movie. Okay, the basic setup of the entire box art is pretty cool. I liked it as a kid and I like it now. But there's one thing constantly nibbling at the back of my mind. That's not the title monster. That is the Luna Ghost, and he's only in the movie for 5 minutes. Why does he get the box cover and the real monsters get the shaft? Maybe it's to build suspense to their appearance, so when we finally see them, we can be shocked by their very well done and creepy designs. Oh, right, that can't be it then. Our story starts off at Toyco, with the gang, played respectively by Freddie Prinze, Mindy Cohn, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Matthew Lillard, and Neil Fanning, are setting up a trap for the Luna Ghost, a creepy monster who breathes fire. Passable. Oh, come on. Okay, look. As CG models go, it isn't fantastic. But hell, it does look like a real-life Scooby-Doo. It's not like Marmaduke where it has 0 distinct characteristics to the original design. This actually looks like a Scooby-Doo model turned into real life, but not so far that it has the uncanny valley effect. Also, the model's interactions with objects and people looks good sometimes. Okay, 49% of the time. Plus, the voice actor Neil Fanning does a pretty good Scooby-Doo impression, so I give it a C overall. And P.S. I'd take this Scooby-Doo over what the hell the prequels were trying to get across with their Scooby-Doo models. So, huzzah! The gang catches the ghost, and it turns out to be Old Man Smothers. Then Pamela Anderson comes in and congratulates them.
Thank you so much for saving the factory.
Now, any comments for us?
This is a victory for any celebrity who wants to make a quality, ecologically friendly action figure.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, I almost forgot. I've heard that this movie was a satire on the all-new Scooby-Doo movies that came out. You know, the series where they brought in random celebrities. And James and Russia probably satired it by doing the exact same thing. Well, thanks, Pam. Your check's in the mail. Hope you can buy some dignity after appearing in this and Cat in the Hat. Anywho, we now get to see our new Scooby-Doo gang at their worst, as Fred takes the credit for solving the mystery when it was Velma that did it. Funny, I think all of them should get credit, but whatevs. Velma is the special one. So Velma, Fred, and Daphne begin to fight with each other over their usefulness to the team, until Shaggy comes in with a speech about teamwork and friendship to bring them all together.
But it seems to me we all play an important part in this group. I mean, we're just like a big, delicious banana split. Fred, you're the big banana. Daphne, you're the pastrami and bubblegum flavored ice cream. And Velma, you're the sweet and sour mustard sauce that goes on top.
You know what, Shaggy? You really put it in perspective for me.
Thanks.
I quit. I was gonna quit in like 2 seconds.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe I quit.
No, don't go. Come on, you guys, don't do this.
So yeah, that's pretty damn depressing, ain't it? Now, this is the real turning point in the movie, in whether you tolerate it or hate it. Can we believe that these characters would split up like this? I think the answer can be associated with an example. Oh, but I can't think of it right now. What was that movie that Jade completely and honestly didn't rip off? Guess I'll never think of it. Well, after a short 2 years, the director is making Shaggy do pot-smoking jokes.
Primo. Oh, man. Talk about toasted.
Oh, and don't worry, these jokes get better. Trust me. Shaggy and Scooby are living out of the mystery machine, turning down mystery-solving jobs left and right. That is, until a random extra finds them and invites them to a resort called Spooky Island to solve a mystery.
He'll pay you a fee of 10,000 American dollars.
Yeah, it's just materialism's not really our bag, man.
He'll provide you with free airfare,
No thanks.
room and board,
No thanks.
and all you can eat.
All you can eat?
All those easily manipulated morons. We cut to the airport where the rest of Mystery Inc. is meeting up, gloating about what they've been up to.
I'm on the lecture circuit with my new book, Fred on Fred, The Many Faces of Me.
I've been working at NASA, developing hydro-powered missile defense systems. But more importantly, I'm on a journey of self-discovery.
How are you going to save yourself when you get caught?
I'm a black belt now. I've transformed my body into a dangerous weapon.
Let me just summarize these three characters' entire story arcs. Velma. Me! I want credit! Daphne. I'm the girl power-centric character, but I'm always going to lose and get captured in the most stupid ways possible until the climax. Fred. I'm an asshole! And will never learn not to be an asshole! Look, all these story arcs can work in theory. But, after that first scene where these three were vile towards one another, we need some sort of idea what their emotional states are now. What was the result of what happened? Let's take another Scooby-Doo movie with a similar storyline. In Zombie Island, the reason the game split up was because Daphne wanted to do other things with her life. And in that movie's intro, we can see how our characters are feeling currently. Fred's happy to be working with her, Velma's bored with her life without mysteries, and Shaggy and Scooby are happy for their friends and are just moving from job to job. In Scooby-Doo the movie, we only get one scene like that, showing Shaggy and Scooby trying to pass up the job offering and enjoying not doing mysteries anymore. Two if you count Daphne's little blow up at Velma and Fred at the airport. And both these scenes are giving context to the result of that breakup. The others just sound like their lives are great! If we had scenes that show the result of their actions, then that would make their arc seem stronger, but too late! We got NASA and book tours, because that makes for great dramatic writing, doesn't it? Oh, and P.S. I hate you, Fred! God, what a horribly written asshole character who's supposed to be a nice guy! Anyway, Fred, Daphne, and Velma all start thinking about ditching the mystery, still sick of looking at each other's faces. Yeah, the same goes for me too. But Shaggy once again gives a speech about friendship, teamwork, and how they should put aside their differences to come together.
People are watching, Shag.
Don't worry, Shaggy, the next ham-handed friendship speech will be the charm. Oh, and Scooby and Drag. So let's move on to the plane, to Spooky Island, where we meet Shaggy's love interest, Mary Jane. Now we all know how creative, inspired, and just godly original that name is, right? Well, at the beginning, it wasn't just named for that reason. Oh no, there's a second one. The original intent of the Scooby-Doo movie was originally set to have a more adult tone. But what does that mean? Essentially, it was supposed to be poking fun at the original series and was set for a PG-13 rating. Where, and this is from the horse's mouth, Shaggy was a stoner, Velma and Daphne had a side relationship, no real details said, but it means what you think it means. Fred was a gangsta, and there were plans for many more marijuana smoking references. Yeah. Childhood not crushed yet? Well, I haven't even explained what this has to do with Mary Jane. Well, James Gunn kept a few of the marijuana references from the first draft, like the earlier pot smoking scene from earlier, and just put in Mary Jane into Urban Dictionary and Oh, yeah! Woo! Whew. Well, I guess this gives a whole new meaning to this line.
Like that is my favorite name.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm sure it is, Shaggy. I'm sure it is. So, Marijuana and Shaggy get acquainted, and Scooby is bro-blocked and pushed to the back row with Fred and Velma, where this chick has her cat on her lap and thankfully sets up this.
Scoob? See?
Cesar Milan, he is not, in effect, not that well executed, but hilarious loop it does make. They make it onto the island and are greeted by their host, Mr. Bean, aka Mr. Nefarious. Guess that makes it satirical, right? Because, get it? Nefarious? It means evil! He's evil! Anyway, Mr. Bean tells the gang about the mystery of Spooky Island. He wants them to investigate.
Look around. Can you notice any difference between those arriving and those departing?
They look like sober, well-behaved college kids.
Precisely. And they didn't before they came. They've changed.
Hey, Carol, how's the island?
Are you tricking on me?
Brad, we've known each other since we were like 3.
Back off my grill, son!
Carol, what are you doing?
It's my time of the month! So the gang splits up to solve the mystery of the freaky acting teenagers before one another. Daphne quite quickly meets a black guy sacrificing a chicken on the beach. Velma questions some of the staff members that disappeared mid-cut. And Shaggy is making goo-goo eyes at Marijuana.
Voila.
Nobody's ever given me a stuffed dismembered head before.
Plus, they make for very handy beverage containers. Ugh, tastes like pure evil and death. Suddenly, Scooby is called by a dark, gruff voice who says he has hamburgers for him in the dark, spooky woods. So, being the dog that he is, he goes in. Here we get a fully spotlighted moment of the movie's monsters. Oh no, don't do that. You're gonna have to stretch out garments, do a little song and dance while Scooby and the gang were arriving at the island. That would have made them very opposing villains. Scooby runs back to Shaggy, and as per usual, nobody believes him that he just saw a monster. I'm really saying as per usual a lot in this review, aren't I? Daphne comes up to the two with Scooby snacks, asking for their help in investigating the creepy haunted house at the top of the mountain. Now, some of you might be asking, if she didn't know that she was going to be meeting up with the gang, why did she bring along the Scooby snacks? Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby begin to investigate the haunted house, until they are joined by Fred and Velma, who had the same idea to check the haunted house. So the gang decides to split up into 3 teams, Shaggy and Scooby in one, Fred and Velma in the other, and Daphne all by herself. And as they explore the house, they run into a little problem. Good night, everybody! Oh no, he set up all the booby traps on the castle. Our heroes are in life-threatening danger.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Jinkies! They're moving toward us!
Huh. These are some real-life threatening scenarios, huh? Being held loosely on a wall, being trapped between slow-moving swinging blades and stuck on a ride where you could roll off easily to safety. Did the gang get their survival techniques from Thumbelina? Get on the damn bird! I'm sorry, that still bugs me. Velma and Fred manage to stop all the death threats, and they discover a training video to be a good YouTube commentator.
Interaction between young people is polite and casual.
Hey, sorry, bro.
I will crush your bones into dust!
Just think whatever you believe in that he wasn't wearing bunny ears during a Halloween episode, or they would have ripped him to shreds. And back with Daphne, she finds a weird-looking golden pyramid in this cage, and she easily escapes from, and takes to the show Scooby and Shaggy.
Pull my finger. Uh-oh, too late! You're in trouble.
This may be a kid's movie, but grow up! Oh no, now the evil Lucha Libre wrestler! No, seriously, it's coming with a bunch of guards, and the gang's out in the open. What will they do? Satire. Yes, disguise yourself like you would always do in any Scooby-Doo movie or show. That is the true satire! Moving on. The gang goes back to the main lobby and they give Velma the task to decipher the pyramid, thing that she discovers is called the Damon-ritis. But then she gets her boyfriend in the movie. I don't know what his name is, and frankly I don't give a rat's ass. He's just gonna disappear like the rest of Velma's boyfriends and movie buddies. And while getting to know each other and getting drunk, I mean seriously, look how tipsy she is. She exposits the tale of how the gang was, and how the gang kicked out Scrappy-Doo from their group.
Ghosts don't stand a chance with me! Let me at him! Rock him! Suck him! Beep! Power! Ta-da!
Oh god, he's peeing on me!
First... That's an awful CG model! There's just something off about a dog model constantly walking and moving like a human on hind legs. It's just freaky. Second, this is another major scene that people throw a red flag up to, for good reason. Would the gang that are supposed to be a bunch of nice meddling kids kick Scrappy out of the game if he were a bit annoying? Keep in mind, folks, this isn't Scrappy. This is satire Scrappy, movie Scrappy, the one made by the writers based off the fanbase's hatred of the character. Just like how the early Scooby-Doo movies just twisted the story around to make Scrappy seem more competent, this movie twisted around so we hate Scrappy even more, just so that it's more fulfilling when he's finally defeated. Oh, no, wait, we're not supposed to know that he's the villain yet, but oh gosh darn it, this scene was just so interwoven so seamlessly. How are we supposed to know that he's the villain? What to do? So moving on to the oh so woven in delicately plot point, Scooby embarrasses Fred after seeing the monster. Oh no! And Frank, being the ego of the movie still, does the typical horror movie cliche.
There is absolutely no such thing. Monster! Scooby! Save Daphne. Run!
Oh, what? Oh yeah, don't care anymore. Because, you know, you only revealed the monster like a previous scene ago. Maybe you should have held off on the full-on reveal until this scene. That may have been a smarty idea. Simply put, they used their reveal way too early to make the monsters comic relief villains, thusly making the monsters pose little threat, because we know already they can be beaten like that. This movie needed at least one scene where the monsters could be mysterious and their motives unknown. But here it's like, boo! We're scary! Now it's time to kill ourselves! Whoa! During a chase scene, Shaggy, Mary, Wanted, Daphne, and Scooby manage to escape the gremlin rejects, but Fred, Velma, and the rest of the teens are captured, so knowing they are in way over their heads, they call the Coast Guard.
Hello, sir. We're on Spooky Island. Our friends were, kidnapped. We need someone here right away.
Well, we do have a unit in the vicinity. Can you meet him at the pier?
Uh-huh.
All right, they'll be right there. Our friends have been kidnapped.
Cut! Billy! What the hell was that? You're supposed to be overacting! Now, come on! How subtle can you be? People, this is a cartoon adaptation into a live-action movie. We need to go over the top! Now, Billy, this time, you overact your beautiful ass off! Okay? Okay. Places, action.
Our friends have been kidnapped.
I love my job.
The gang then decide to rest on a nice wide open beach until help arrives, but shockingly it doesn't. And also shockingly, the teenagers that were kidnapped are now back and partying it up. Daphne should suggest that they investigate. It is not too long before they find Fred.
Fred? Yo, the biatch was like, what? And I was like, later on. Fred.
Note to self, staple Freddy puts his balls to inside his mouth so he can never utter another line of dialogue like that again, and yeah.
You hear that?
Oh, hey, they were the gremlin monsters the entire time. Why didn't they kidnap them while they were sleeping on the beach?
JC time, and it's pretty suspenseful as Shaggy and Scooby flee from a possessed Fred and college teens, and Daphne gets grabbed by the Lucha Libre wrestler in 5 seconds.
Why is Fred in a bad mood?
He's not in a bad mood, Scoop. He's a monster.
Oh, let's ruin it, shall we? And make it more hip and modern!
After ditching the first batch of possessed teens, Scoob and Shag run into Marijuana, who escapes from the monsters, of course. But Scooby notices a little difference in her.
Like Doug!
Ooh, a monster in a supernatural movie attacking a blonde? Call the presses!
With this revelation, we have our bros fight it out as Scooby points out that Marijuana may be a monster.
No, Scooby-Doo, your mom eats
I wonder
cat
why I have
poop.
anger.
Bring it
Ah,
down.
sweet, I do.
Want a little piece of the shag shirt? Feel the pain. Okay. Come on, two shots.
Okay.
2 shots. Me and you again. Come on, give me some right now, buddy. Scooby's been eaten. I gotta save him. You stay here. I'll be right back.
No, Shaggy.
Oh, Shaggy, if you know that she has a voice like that, she'll go all the way.
When Shaggy reaches the bottom, he finds out what is happening to all the students. They have had their souls removed and placed into a cauldron filled with souls! Shaggy also somehow knows that the detached souls of Fred, Velma, and Daphne, even though we never saw Daphne get captured, are inside the cauldron! You know, it would have actually been, cool to actually see how the villains remove the souls out of the students and maybe actually have Shaggy see Daphne get captured before he instantly knows that she's in there, but what's that?
Hey, buddy.
Shaggy! Listen, man. Someone must have spiked my root beer last night. Talk me down, man.
Spiking drinks! Oh, the PG wonder! I'm wondering if this movie's for kids or adults. Because I'm sure that the movie doesn't even know that!
Shaggy releases the tree and Velma gets back to her body first in this great shot of her cleavage.
Classy.
Then Velma manages to get a soul into Daphne's body and discovers that the monster's weakness is sunlight. But it seems a wacky accident has occurred.
Daphne, you okay?
Yeah. But I'm not Daphne. I couldn't get to my body. I didn't know where else to go. I panicked. It's not easy to steer when you're pure spirit. Hey, I can look at myself naked.
Again, for adults or kids, movie, you gotta choose one because you suck at doing both.
The gang reunite once again after Shaggy gets back to Demon-ritis, and we get the traditional voice-over switching scene.
The Demon-ritis. Hey, I'm me again. Yippee for you.
Man, like, why am I wearing a dress?
Everyone remain calm.
Amusing.
So Daphne leads the gang back to harassing that black witch doctor once again, and in doing so, realize that all the souls that have been harvested are going to be used to make the mastermind behind everything, because it's nefarious, aka Scrappy.
I know! Shocker.
Into the strongest being in the universe or something. All he needs is a pure soul. But have no fear, it's time for Shaggy's third hammy friendship teamwork speech.
So I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna eat myself a Scooby snack, and I'm gonna save my best pal.
Velmster?
Oh, you think I'm gonna fall for that? Giving me my own nickname? Trying to make me feel like part of the gang.
You know, I gotta be honest. These friendship speeches, while very corny, are really the emotional heart of this movie, and these scenes really demonstrate the theme of teamwork and coming together to the greatest extent, making these very strong scenes. And this third friendship speech actually demonstrates a lot of emotional impact to all the characters, which I really like. But that doesn't mean I can't say this.
Hooray for vomit-inducing friendship speeches! But now it's time for the over-elaborate trap-building montage!
We use the pulleys to tip over the vat.
Then Daphne will open the air vents from the outside and release the disco skull.
The light will refract off the skull.
The creatures will explode. I'll find Scoob, and we will have, like, saved the world.
Or, you know, they could lead the monsters outside, have one of them tip over the cauldron, and it would be the same result. But, ooh! This is a satire.
Shaggy, Velma, and Fred do manage to disguise themselves among the mindless drones, before getting captured 5 seconds later, but anyway, while Daphne opens the skylight. This allows the fairies to begin the soul-absorbing process.
And now, to complete the transformation, I shall absorb the pure one.
You are absolutely wasted in this movie. But have no fear, Shaggy is actually useful as he kicks Nefarious before he can absorb Scooby's soul.
Hey, look, Velms. A man in a mask.
Puppy power! I'm outsmarted.
It was Scrappy the entire time? I had no idea!
Scrappy-Doo.
Correction! The new improved Scrappy! Because I, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, have absorbed enough energy to... Ow! To rule the world with my all-powerful army! Oh. And I've brought you here, puny, pathetic Mystery Inc. To witness my moment of triumph! All I need to complete my transformation is Scooby-Doo!
God, I think being Captain Obvious in the old cartoons was less annoying of a character trait than being Captain Bitch Pants here. So here's where we have our big climactic fight as Fred was BSingly fortunate in the first act, begins knocking the crap out of henchmen with a rock climbing rope. Sure. And Daphne fights the Lucha Libre wrestler, which I gotta admit, may look fake as hell, but is still enjoyable to watch in that quaint Todd in the Book of Pure Evil sort of way. Even though this kinda emphasizes the fact that even though Daphne is so capable to defend herself, she's still stupid enough to get captured all the freaking time.
That's so empowering, isn't it? No, wait, I mean, this is girl power!
But in the end, all seems lost as Daphne is put into a very suggestive hold, Scooby is handed over to Scrappy, and Velma and Fred are cornered, but...
You and crush you like!
Like, dude? What? You're a bad Come on, I can still take you. Put him up, you mangy mutt. Is that all you got?
Shaggy just saved the day? Yes! I am been sick of movies and shows where Scooby and Shaggy save the day, but only Scooby gets the credit. This is without a doubt Shaggy's win. Until the next movie where this is seemingly wiped from history. I hate life.
So the day is saved, except for all those monsters around the world that were probably inside houses or something, out of sunlight during the time the show was released. But hey, the real Mr. Nefarious is found. That's nice. And Film is allowed to talk to the reporters. Oh, that's nice. Does Little Miss Important also need a pedestal to stand on? And maybe a matching tiara too?
Through the combined intuitive powers of Mystery Inc., we've discovered that the real villain behind this mystery is in fact Scrappy Cornelius Doo, who sadly was corrupted by the power of the Damon Ritus.
Oh, get over it! So I got a little cranky.
Gee, Scraps, no reason to freak out like a jerk and try to kill all humanity.
I would have gotten away with it too, if not for your meddling son of...
He almost swore in a kids movie how blandly controversial. Then the gang put their hands together one last time and in wondrous hurrah celebrate their adventure they just had that was an homage of a far superior movie, Zombie Island. Yeah, that's my first bit of real hard criticism against this. All James Gunn just wrote was an extremely dumbed down version of Zombie Island. That's nice, but it doesn't avoid the fact that if we wanted to see Zombie Island, we would put on Zombie Island.
But let's push that aside for the moment. Is this movie good on its own? Ah! No.
The movie is what I call extremely irritating, with its very diluted character motivations and dialogue from our heroes, a very middle-of-the-road story with a weak and overall lousy setup, villains who are not threatening in the least, and a mystery that's less developed than the mystery of the 1980s TV series. And in all honesty, I don't despise the movie, despite its conflicting juvenile humor and crap stories. I do think that some things shine. Matthew Lillard, for one, nailed the character of Shaggy, and justly became the go-to voice actor for the character. And the theming of a teen coming together while overly sappy is still a nice sentiment. Overall, I could see that actual effort was placed into it. It's just that the battle of deciding who this is going to be marketed towards made it a mess. Was it going to be towards adults that were fans of the old show? Or was it the new kids with all the fart jokes and all that jazz?
So, in the spirit of that, here's this movie's broad label from me. Annoyingly mediocre. What the hell? I'll see you next time. See ya.
You forgot something.
Smolder?
Hi. Hi. You forgot your little sense of silly goose.
Yeah, several scenes were cut from the movie, but unlike in most movies where they were cut to streamline the movie's narrative flow, Scooby-Doo's editor caused a gaping plot hole and worsened the movie in several areas. For example, during the scene where Fred, Daphne, and Velma meet up at the airport terminal, they each would have had a cutaway where we would have seen what would happen before your meeting.
Passed over. A zipper. In the back of the head. Now, later, for $5, you can come up and touch it. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah. Why do you suck?
One time I was part of a group where I didn't get the attention I deserved.
Which group was it?
Mystery Inc.
Wow. Fred Jones.
And that giant dog. Oh, and remember Daphne? She was so hot.
I don't remember a Thelma.
Now, Fred and Velma came up with big poopy faces in this movie. But that was because we had the wrong context for both their personalities, right? If their lives had become poop because of their ego-driven choice, we would be more inclined as an audience to want them to get back together with the gang. Oh, and also the editor cut out the scene where Daphne had her soul ripped out. Probably because the half-done CG animation was too expensive. Oh, and there was also a scene where Velma was drunk and sang kind of like Tank Girl. Oh, and there was also an animated intro to the movie. It was awesome.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some things to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. So yeah, I'm alive. Are you let me in?
Why don't you come in? For a little bit.